2. And we'll call our meeting to order. We'll do first the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You can have the roll call.
Yes. Sandra Cavazos Ayala. Correct. Many times. Absent. Roberto Ortiz.
Here.
Maribel Valdez Rodriguez. Absent. Angelica Salinas. Present. Rosa Maria Cidellano. Present. Estevina Perez.
Right, present.
Esmeralda Rodriguez. Present. Rafael Romo. Absent. We have a quorum.
Okay. No citizen comments, correct?
No, we have until 5:15.
5:15, okay. We'll go over to the minutes if you want to go ahead and check those out from last meeting, held on July 28th, and review it for approval. Any corrections or any suggestions or anything?
think I just have a question that items for next meeting is scheduled for, it was today, right? But when was that discussed? Why was it changed?
Yeah, no, it's for today. It says for September 27th.
Right, but I guess I'm just confused because it's supposed to be next week.
Yes, it is. Yes.
And that's what I was trying to ask Nancy.
They had I'm not gonna be here next week,
Okay.
so I had and I think they brought it up.
Yes,
The
yes.
22nd or the next
Yes.
one, and they decided the 22nd.
Yes.
Oh, so you all, it's gonna read where it says that it was discussed, or am I missing that somewhere?
No, I
don't know.
We just put it there, then it's been.
It was not discussed during the meeting, or was not put in the minutes?
It's not that.
Oh, well, no, I'm just kind of.
It was discussed.
Yeah, okay, it was discussed, okay. Yeah, it's just that I couldn't find it where it was discussed in the meeting.
Very clever.
Well, because it's something that,
Sí, sí,
that it was discussed, but it's not in the minutes, right? Am I
Since I was there,
Yes,
I didn't.
You're correct.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
I think we might have discussed the meeting afterwards.
Maybe after.
But it wasn't during the meeting for the minutes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
that's why.
I don't remember. I just remember that we agreed.
Yeah, that's fine. I was looking for where it was discussed.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Okay, then I approve the, I make a motion, I move that we approve the minutes.
And I second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? All right, motion carried. We will approve the minutes. Okay. Any communications and announcements?
Yes, in your packet, you have an invitation for an unveiling of a memorial park. And some of you might not remember him, Mr. Armando Cisneros, who was part of our committee at one point. Councilman Torres is naming a park for him. And just,
When was he a member here?
it's been a while.
Oh, it's been a couple.
I think you remember him.
Here, Carmelita Espalanis was the
Yeah.
chairperson, I think.
You were
Robert,
here.
you were here.
I want to say.
Yes, remember? It was
Yes.
kind of like.
Yes, I do remember. So I didn't know he had passed away.
This was about a year ago, I think he came out. It was
Wow.
sudden. It was he No, I don't know. We have a picture of him.
Oh, that's right.
No, I don't.
Maybe, I don't know.
What was the last picture then that you took?
We took one with Carmelita, and I was already in there. But I don't know if it's up.
Okay,
Is it up? Do you have?
it's that one.
We took one, but you and I were in already.
I think it's one.
Sí, pero
It's
no.
not working.
Nosotros nos
Yes.
tomamos uno con Carmelita.
Yeah, I did.
Ah, here it is.
Is he there?
Yes, but he's not here.
No,
So he was previous.
maybe he was
I
previous.
came in 215 or 216.
You're here,
Sí, porque yo entré
this is
216.
Mr.
Yes, that's what I'm recalling.
Here,
Yes,
this
he used to
is
see-
Carmelita.
he used to see
Yes.
her all.
And he would go a lot to city council.
He was a little spoken
And he
and
was I think he was a part of another
Committee before?
advisory after us. I think planning and zoning.
Maybe.
Yes, I think he was. Oh, I had no idea.
Was he a
passed away.
teacher? Like the majority of
I think
I
he
have
was.
no
I
idea.
think he was. He was retired already.
I-
There was a big family. Big, huge. Robert tell us about it.
Oh, this is tomorrow.
Yes, it's tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I will make.
Angie and I are
But it's
planning.
nice to.
Okay.
So,
Where is it going?
29
it's
or
on
15.
Tilden.
¿Dónde es? But it's close to what?
Tilden Avenue. I don't
I
know.
never know what these are.
There's got to be a park there already.
Yeah.
And they're calling it the Memorial Park.
That's nice.
That's nice, yeah.
Okay.
Also in your packet, it's a draft of the suggested library closings for next year. As you know, we start our fiscal year in October. So just so you know, we have 16 city holidays, and if they fall sometimes between if the holiday falls on a Monday, sometimes we get the weekend before and after. It's been like this for years because
Is this the draft you're talking?
Yes, it is, and I've sent it already to my ACM, my assistant city manager, for approval before we publish it, but as soon as she approves it, it'll be the one that we stick to.
Why is October 11th Founder's Day?
Yep.
What's that?
What's
It's
Founder's
not
Day?
Columbus Day for us.
Why is Founder's Day?
But it's equivalent to Columbus?
Yes.
Oh,
But
okay.
why Founder? I don't understand. Do you know?
Because I don't want to call it Columbus.
I know. I don't want to call it Columbus Day either, but
I think that's the politically correct.
Yeah, founders. They found the
We just got, I think,
Columbus founders discovered America.
we had that
it's
date,
just as bad, I think.
we've had that for a couple of years. The new holiday that city council just approved is Juneteenth, which would be Monday the 20th.
So October.
And so that's a whole weekend closed. But on October 11th, only Monday.
Because, and if school is in session, I don't like to.
Oh,
to-
okay. Yes,
Mhm.
yes, that's.
And then with December, November, the weekend after Thanksgiving is dead in there.
Six.
Yes.
So I'm glad you're in here. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
Oh, Saturday and
Yeah,
Sunday.
that's good. I'm gonna check Founder's Day.
Yes, gift
When we could officially change, everything we learned when we were little, Columbus Day.
But we'll look up why it's being called.
The Native Americans, right, you know, he did this fucking thing, we were already here.
Yes.
But then Founder's Day is just as bad because they didn't found it. It was already, you know, there were already civilizations here.
Yes, que no tiene hasta politically.
Me gusta en español, el día de la raza. La nueva raza.
Soon, maybe.
Los mestizos, bueno.
And the Vikings were here before that, so.
Yeah, but it's a new, you know,
Yes.
a new world, a new race, and
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, so these are not for vote or anything, correct? These are
No, it's just to let you know.
FYI.
that more than likely, it will get approved, but it hasn't yet.
No.
Okay. Alrighty. Was that the only communications and announcements?
Yes, those two, yes.
Oh, okay. Any questions on that? Any on the proposed days off? All right. Staff reports.
And I got a lot.
Very good. All right.
Besides the checklist which you have, I wanted to report to you on staffing updates. We've had a lot of movement, some turnover, people leaving, either the reasons why some have chosen to stay home with their children.
Okay.
We've had some that have gotten better paying jobs than what we're currently offering. Just an update on that, we've had some internal promotions. Ms. Danielle Burns, who was the librarian 2 at Inner City, is now the librarian 3 here at Maine. She's my new technical services librarian. Melinda Villa was a library technician 1 at Moss, and now she's a librarian 2 at Faskin. She's gotten her library degree.
Do we have that in writing too, or?
No, I haven't. Well, you know what? Not these, but the vacancies are in the checklist. In the checklist. We've also recently hired a new clerk at Moss. She couldn't. Usually, I bring staff here to present them to you, but they're a little short-staffed today. So, hopefully for the next meeting. Right now, in the pipeline, I have 3 hire recommendations that the city manager has already approved. And that's a library technician for here, a clerk 1 for here, and a clerk 1 for Moss has been approved. In the process, still not approved by city managers, I have a clerk 1 part-time at Moss that's still vacant. I've also requested permission to open the librarian 2 at Inner City. Circulation supervisor for my mobile unit, I lost my driver. My circulation supervisor for Bruni, a library tech 1 at Moss because she got promoted, and one clerk, one part-time at Faskin. So juggling. And of course, the positions that are not funded is the assistant library director, librarian 2 here, and 2 clerk part-times at Moss that are not funded for next year either. So yeah, it's been interesting.
So you had them, but they didn't fund them?
They've been on the books, and every year we don't get some funded, just like all departments.
Oh.
Yeah, so those have been since this year they're not funded, and they're not funded next year.
But you're not understaffed?
They haven't taken away the position, which is a good thing.
Oh,
It's just that there's no money to pay them. You know, they're not in the budget. But I mean, we're surviving. It's not something that hasn't happened before. We go through phases where we're not fully staffed, but we have everybody hired. We don't have any positions open, and there's been times when we had several. But there's a whole process of having to get permission to hire it, opening it up in the system, approving the job description and the job physical requirements, opening it in the city website, taking applications. Once we interview, we hire somebody, they still need to get a background check, their transcripts, and drug and alcohol. So it takes a while. It takes quite a while to get somebody in.
And have there been applicants?
Yes. The last clerk 1 position that we had like 58.
58 applicants for one job?
For one job,
Oh,
clerk,
okay.
clerk 1. We did have 2 positions open, so they left it open a little bit longer. For the clerk 1 at Moss and the South, we had like 48 applications.
Wow.
So there's applications coming in. For the library tech 1, we get less, maybe no more than 10. But that's because it requires a little bit of experience working at a library. So
And do you do the interviews for all those positions, or is it the specific like Moss branch people?
Moss people do it. The clerks here, I let my staff, whoever's going to be the supervisor, do the interviewing for that.
It's a lot of
Yeah, it is. A lot of movement, but we'll get them in there eventually. Now what I promised you, update on the Bruni Library
Yes.
and library services in District 8. This is Councilwoman Cigarroa's district.
That's me, I think, right? Well, at least I'm
Yeah, you're still here.
still the rep. Yeah, that's me.
There had been a contract when Councilman Bali was in office. We went out for bids to get proposals for renovations for the library itself. There were a lot of ideas thrown out, and an architect was picked, selected. It went through council, it got approved. In comes Ms. Cigarroas, and she has other ideas. So this last Monday, they did vote on rescinding that contract. No money had gotten exchanged, no contract had been signed yet. So that is still, Bruni, as you know, is closed. She still does not know what she wants to do with the building. But in the same meeting, they also voted for the old federal courthouse, the post office, for the library to be there on the 2nd floor, as well as a senior fitness center.
So there would be an additional library? Or the Bruni?
Yes, in lieu of.
In lieu of the Bruni?
In the Bruni.
Okay.
So that passed. So engineering asked for proposals for design. I've been to the courthouse a couple of times and toured the 2nd floor. So they're requesting that they have these architects on rotation because the contracts are not over $50,000. They're asking them to come up with a design of how they would put us in there.
Let me ask you, the square footage that is at the Bruni branch, is it equal to the 2nd floor of the post office?
No, the post office is huge.
Yeah, it's probably bigger.
But I don't know the exact square footage of the area that'll be library. They did show it to us. There's a lot of offices. Like, you walk office. So they want the architect to let us know can we knock down some walls and just make a big room? Half of it is gonna be the senior center, the other half, the library. And I mean, I'd like for them to leave some of the offices, they can be study rooms.
Right.
So,
And within the design, that would be nice.
if they can do that.
And that, I like it. I like the idea that it's close to the senior center, because the seniors would have access. They would have to walk all the way to Bernie, you know. That's nice. There's a lot of senior residences close to there, the Hamilton, of course, you know, the Farragut, the Jarvis Plaza, yes. So I think that's a good move. I don't know how long it would.
It's gonna take a while, they're gonna have the design, and of course, then they have to have the design for construction and approval.
And
How did that happen, the closing of Blue?
The building is not in very good shape. City management decided that, they discussed it with the councilwoman. And so we've taken out all the computers and they're being used in the other branches. We haven't taken out, the books are still there, but people still have access to them, they can request them, and we'll go once a week to go get the books for people.
And is that happening? Are
Yes,
you
we're getting
requesting?
some requests, not like,
Right.
but they are requesting some of the books. 'Cause
But there's
now-
nobody physically in the building.
No, the building department, building and planning moved out about a year ago. They were using the other side. The Bruni, the library portion was like 5,000 square feet. It was small. So that's the plan. There's also a plan in the works of maybe taking the mobile unit somewhere in District 8. Jarvis Plaza was one of the sites that was discussed, but that's still pending. And we're gonna have to man that too.
I have a suggestion. Why don't you put it in the parking lot there at Bruni? Since they, so many
That was
people.
discussed, and the councilwoman, I think that the favorite right now is Jarvis Plaza. But we're still having concerns about the hours that we're gonna be there, bathroom access. We can put computers and we have books in the cyber. I have a driver. Public Works is lending me somebody who can drive it to go park it there. But I still need to get an answer from the city manager as to the security, what hours we're gonna be there.
And does Bruni Plaza, since the bus station is across, do they have public restrooms in that building? You know, the one for Greyhound and Burger King?
Yes. Oh, they Metro. You're talking about Jarvis Plaza.
Yes, because
Yes.
it's city property.
Yeah, that's one of the options. We can use that too.
Yeah, because then you would have the restrooms there.
Yes, I've already talked to Claudia San Miguel, who's the manager on Metro, and she said, just let me know when you're going to start. And
It's I hear a lot of people are asking for it. That's why. I mean, they've been asking for my signature. Sign that we need the Bruni Plaza. So I was ready to ask you. You know.
no, so
but
that is what we're doing right now.
Okay, that sounds
So
good.
Ruby Plaza cannot exist.
Yes, anymore. So are they going to demolish the building?
That is, she was asked at the city council meeting what her plans were for that area, but she hasn't decided yet.
Yeah,
That's
I know
Elisa.
there's usually a formula out there that if it costs you more to refurbish it,
Yes.
because it just rebuild it, then you demolish it.
Yes.
Because it's not fiscally responsible.
Yeah, that's a lot of people that buy the old houses. That's
Right.
what they're doing. It's
Is it-
more cost effective to
Right.
build.
And
than
then
to
we had had a new roof in the whole building, maybe 10 years ago, más o menos, maybe less.
Right.
We were keeping up with the pest control, the AC and all that. So,
Well, let me ask you, in that Bruni, there is no archives in there. Are there any
No,
historic
no,
documents
no.
or anything like that? It's just the books that were there.
Yeah.
books and we had computers and some furniture in there that's still there.
Okay. Well, I actually like the idea.
Yes, I like the idea.
I'm glad you all do. I mean, I can tell
Yes.
that's a council.
Yes.
I have no idea.
Right, and I like the idea that there's a senior, what is it, for fitness?
Fitness center, yes.
That's wonderful. You know,
There's
you-
one downtown already,
Mine
but they're
in the
having
bottom.
issues
Yeah.
with that building, so they
Yeah.
want to move all the equipment
think it's wonderful for our senior citizens right there.
I know. They can come to
You
the
exercise the
library.
mind and you
Yeah.
exercise the body. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the plan, and I wanted to let you know.
That's wonderful.
Okay. All right. Any other updates or?
Other checklists or?
Yes, the checklists are there, in case you have any questions.
So there are issues with the AC here?
Yes, there's
And
never ending everywhere.
Thank God, falls.
yeah, I was gonna say. It's like,
We haven't had anything where we're like in here burning up.
Okay, I was
It's
wondering.
always
Maintenance just to
This,
prevent it.
yes, preventing, we do have public works coming in here.
And I do like the way they've improved the front when you walk in. It looks neater. You know, the out here.
The landscape and.
We do have a contract with that, Olympia. Comes and
Okay.
does it comes and cuts the grass once a week.
Once a week, that's good.
Usually when we're having a meeting here. No, I'm kidding. Sometimes.
Ooh, there's cracks in the structure at Moss?
The sign. Is it the
Yes.
sign?
Oh, but not the building.
No.
Oh, okay, 'cause I just, oh, the library sign.
And right now our budget is closed for the year. Of course, we're almost at the end of it. And we probably need to wait like a week or two before we can start.
The new budget. The new budget, sorry.
We just wait for the worker of purchasing and Araceli get busy.
Was there any report of damage from any of the library branches from last night's storm?
No.
It was a storm.
Oh my God. In the morning.
I was at.
Lucky. Oh no, I was like, I was looking up. It was at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bad. My lights went off.
It was pretty
It was
strong.
bad. It was strong.
You were out there.
Windy or what?
There was wind, there was a lot of lightning, there was
and things like that usually, but I.
pretty loud thunder.
Very loud.
It was loud.
Yeah.
Where I live on La Bota,
No?
I mean, you could hear the thundering.
Yeah,
The
no,
lightning.
it rained. It did.
But
It did pour a drop in
in
some
Del
areas.
Marci, it was pouring.
Yeah.
It was pretty
Yeah,
bad.
there was footage this morning of some of the streets that flooded.
And it
You
rained
know,
over there in
so.
Francis, but not.
I don't know.
Not that bad, no.
You got the tail end of it.
Yes. Is that part of the, still of the, not the hurricane, but the tropical storm or?
No, it's actually part of I think a
Cool
front,
front?
a cool front.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not part of that.
Not cold, cool.
Yeah, it's nice outside. I like it. Put some red.
Sí, es que-
No, still the checklist.
Yeah, does anybody has any questions on any of the checklists or comments or?
So Liz, what is your dress code? I hear here, MOS follows dress code.
Jeans and t-shirt, nothing, I mean, I'm not like you need to go in a suit, no,
Okay.
but I mean, circulation, we do have it. Circulation staff who deals with the books have to wear closed shoes, they can't wear sandals, nothing really,
Political, yeah.
yes, political or
Or
otherwise.
otherwise, yeah. Okay, or
Scandalous.
yeah. No torn jeans.
No torn jeans, no warm-ups.
Or leggings or like tight.
Tight. Well, as long as it's not like,
Yeah.
So
But I
like,
didn't realize, well,
it's very basic. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like for safety or for shorts. Shorts.
It's cold here.
Anybody need any more time to look at the reports and the visits, or do you want to move on?
You're still going to the campus, to the,
Get to the campus,
yes,
yes.
to the library.
You can tell we're teachers.
Yes. This is the fun part.
Okay, I guess the recent and upcoming events.
I guess one thing I did want to point out is that we are starting with the passport services. I have 14 staff members that have been certified to do the passports. So we just started late August, I think. So we've done maybe 13, 14. And it's by appointment now.
Can you, oh, passport.
Passport.
Yes, yes.
But
Their passports
started
here.
and never finished.
Yes.
The passport application and everything. Because everything, I think they all talked.
Yes.
Because of COVID, ya no decidimos, I don't know where we have to pick up on that. I got mine.
Yes, I know, and we couldn't, at the time when we closed, it was about time for us to get recertified. But if we hadn't been open for the month before, we couldn't. So that's why we have to wait at least a month after we were open to get all the staff certified again. And we just got a new librarian at Paskin, so she's hit the ground running, and she started doing some programming already.
That's good.
Mhm.
That's good. This is by
Oh,
my
yeah,
photo, right?
nice.
Yes.
This is the Halloween party. Arts and crafts and games. It's being here on time.
It's gonna be in here, probably in the multi-purpose room. Although they have enough room over here too.
And the team for the teams, yes. I'm glad you're having the voter registration, but you're having it not only that day. the vote,
We
I
have
mean-
it every Tuesday and Thursday. We have some ladies and,
Yes.
what is the organization again?
I forgot to say, yes,
Yes.
yes, I will vote.
Yes, I will
Yes,
vote.
I will vote.
And
It's a
they-
nonpartisan.
Mhm.
It's a
Yes.
nonpartisan.
No, I made sure of that.
Yes.
But National Voters Day registration is September 28th, and we're gonna be screening, Willie Velasquez, Your Vote is Your Voice.
See, are they part of it?
Yes.
Yes, I will vote. Okay. Yes. It's a big group.
It is?
Yes.
Now, I've been having the two of the ladies, Ms. Jackson
Gloria Jackson, yes.
and
Ana
Cecilia
Saenz.
Garza.
Oh, Cecilia, Dr. Cecilia. Garza.
She's been here. Yes, in here.
Yes, they. Cocina, there's a lot of them. And can I say something about my right poetry?
Of
Laredo?
course.
Yes, you have the right poetry Laredo right here. And as a non-poet laureate, I'm very honored to be. And we're going to be doing a very Mexican tradition, which is writing calaveras, which are poems for the living during the Day of the Dead, and why in October? Because I want them to be published by the Day of the Dead, so we have to write them before. I have 20 years of calaveras, that's about 300 pages of my students. And we would always, go to the club, different organizations, Lions Club, and, come out in the newspaper, of course, and on TV and stuff. So now I want to invite the community to keep on that tradition.
So the calavera is a poem,
It's a poem
and it's written
It's
for a living person.
for a living person for the Day of the Dead. Yes, it's a living person. Yeah, it started back in the revolution during Porfiriato. It's a satirical, it used to be lechon, and that's the way they would, get back at the government or the injustices. But then it turned, just funny. So now my kids would do it about, a lot of movie stars and of course each
Or
other.
any person.
Any person, or, But then I would say, to make it interesting, I'd say, okay, we're gonna do 3. It was a whole week affair in my classroom. My level 3 Spanish advanced. You have to be advanced. But now we're gonna do it in English. You can do it in English.
Okay.
Armando Lopez is my #1 pupil, and he does a wonderful job. And yes, it's a way of celebrating death and we're all going to die. And death is a great equalizer. Doesn't matter you're rich, poor, beautiful, or movie star, or a beggar. We're all going to go, one day. And so it's fun. I wish you would hear some of them. They're very, very, very ingenious.
Oh.
I'm not going to say funny but we do make fun of death. I mean, it's not like Halloween that you're scared of death. Mexicans, we go to the Panteon. Oh, and we're going to have an altar de muertos thanks to Miss Solis. It's not here, but the librarians are going to do an altar de muertos, which is also a very Mexican tradition, because I wanted it to be here when the people come. Altar de muertos has been done by it's an indigenous tradition. It's not a northern Mexico, because northern Mexico was founded mostly by Jews, Sephardic Jewish, so or Españoles. But in central Mexico, the indigenous would have altars. If you saw the movie Coco, that's what it was all about. So you can remember your loved ones, and as long as you remember them, they are alive. And but that's part of that's part. And I came so we could all tie together. And I asked some of my Spanish teachers, friends, the young Spanish teachers, the 30-year-olds, if they could dress as Catrina, because that's another custom. Oh. Catrina is Jose Guadalupe Posada started. It was. And the first one is Calavera Garbancera, and he would say, why are you so pretentious? You're going to die anyway. So no te creas tanto. Como quiera vas a ir al Camposanto. Something like that. They have to be rhyme. It has rhythm and rhyme. Okay. Those are metered.
And what day is the 12th? Is that
It's a Tuesday. It's always the first Tuesday. This is going to be the second Tuesday.
You know who dresses real good as Catrina? Cerverita Sánchez.
Pues la invitamos.
Yes.
And we
I've
have
seen her.
we have only 50 persons to come to the multi-purpose. We want
So we have to reserve?
Yes, you have to register, and we keep it only for. And of course, we're going to have presenters. I haven't asked my students, but I'll ask some of my students to come bring their calaveras. Last month we had famous people, Norma Elia Cantú and Raquel Valle and Dr. Gonzalez from the TAMU, but this time I'm going to ask some of my students to read some of their original calaveras. Of course, my students, I'm talking about 1980 and 1990, and they're all some teachers.
How do we register online?
You register online, yes, it's right there. Yes,
okay.
it's right
at
there.
LaredoLibrary.org?
Yes.
Okay.
And Roxanne Garza, who is,
Yes, I know
she's a
Roxanne.
librarian, and
She's
she is,
wonderful.
she
Call
is,
her.
she is the one that helps me, and I couldn't do it without her or without the help of Miss Solis in the library. So
What's her number?
it's right there. It's the library, and then you ask for her.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But we keep it for 50 because of COVID, so, and they spaced the desks very well last
Well,
night.
that would be nice.
Yeah, we had 50, and then like 5 came over. We had like 55, but they were nice enough that they put them,
It's
on
a
the
good
back.
day to have it. It's only one of the only 2 days of the week doesn't have football, so that's good.
Oh,
You're going to
thank
compete
you.
with football.
I'm just trying to
Listen, the library, Roxanne picked it up for me. She's the one, ella me arregla la vida. She's the one that fixes it, and I said yes. And I'm very grateful that they're helping me.
Well, it sounds
do
like a
this,
fun event.
Yes.
But, and it'll be hybrid, it'll also be on WebEx.
Oh,
WebEx,
okay.
Because I have people from all over. I have people not only from Texas, I have people from California.
Is that here too? Like, how do you get onto that?
Yes, WebEx. You have to register and then they send you a link.
Oh,
Lots of
okay.
people cannot come, so they watch it through WebEx.
Okay.
I have people from Dallas,
So
Houston.
you can
Austin.
register to either attend in person or to see
Yes,
it?
or
Okay.
WebEx. But even locally, they can watch it WebEx. For the first 5 were only WebEx because we were in middle of pandemic.
Sure.
I had February, March, April, May, and June were WebEx. Then September, thank God, I opened hybrid, and this will be hybrid.
Okay.
God knows for next year. We'll keep praying.
We'll keep trying.
Hopefully. But
Yeah, there could be a Talavera October.
See, I think
I'm sure
there
there are.
already, yeah, there already are, so.
I'm sure there are.
I'm sure Armando Lopez has some. See.
Okay.
But it's Moss is having a lot of it.
Yes, I love the accelerated reader now. Yes.
Understand.
So what is this book about? The One City, One Book? What is this one about?
Yeah.
Usually it's always about a struggle and how
Right.
they became successful.
I didn't know which one. Because it-
Well,
No.
it's called Failing Up.
She's a professor at TAMU.
So is that the book she's gonna discuss?
It's her book, yes.
Where is it?
Okay, it's the second page. Oh, One City, One Book. In the back. The second page. There, on the other side, at the bottom.
Oh, see. Oh. He's baby notes.
It's a Caldecott book?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, a medal, but I don't know.
That's wonderful. A professor's odyssey of flunking, determination, and hope. Just that, makes me interested.
It's also the freshman read for TAMU.
For Tammy, yes.
Oh, they have to read it.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a freshman this year. He was like, I have to read this book.
Oh.
And do you all have the book here? Do they
Yes.
sell it or?
You'd have to order it through Amazon to get it if you want it, but we do have it here for checkout.
For checkout?
And I know the title says a lot, but do you know more or less what it's about? What's the focal point? Because you know, usually the One City, One Book, you can tell right away what this is about.
Well,
And
it's
all the
about
thoughts is it's about.
flunking. She was a flunky. And now
No.
she's a PhD.
Well, usually they start in their country and all the hardships they go through.
Oh,
and-
okay.
But don't ask me. I have
That is
not read
inspirational.
it. I have not read it.
And
Oh, I should ask my son.
like Einstein.
Yeah, right here.
You know.
Yes, until he was 7.
Excuse me, I used the
Yeah.
wrong word. I don't know what
What did you say, girl?
I said the bad word. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
All right,
No,
okay, I
we're
was just
being-
curious
I'm
about
sorry.
that.
Mentally challenged.
All right, any other questions about any of this? No? All right, we're going to go to the statistics.
In your packet, you did request a traffic count
Right.
comparison from 2019 when we were fully open
Yes, to now.
to 2020 to 2021.
73%, right?
In those 3 months, we had about 108,000 people walking through our doors. So far, it's only like 29, almost 30,000.
But since you just opened.
Yes, we just opened. In June, we were only open a week. So, but I would still say it's still going to be significantly lower compared to when we were fully open.
But you also said, I think last time we met, that your online traffic has been skyrocketed.
That's the electronic resources, yes.
So where is that? Is
That would be over here. Let's see. Under circulation. Yes, it's on the first page. E-collections and e-magazines.
You're at 3,000, is that correct? 3,207.
A lot of people, and we have reduced the number of our physical copies of magazines
Right.
because they really don't move a lot. We yes, but we do have a good collection of magazines online with I believe it's Overdrive.
Now,
They've
can-
taken over.
Can I ask, is there a way to monitor, is that traffic that I see there, is that mostly adult, or could you tell if it's juvenile, or if it's,
No, I mean we could probably pull the numbers of juvenile books that have been checked out. but it could be an adult checking it out.
The reason I ask is, my point is basically because of now that, I guess one of the silver linings of COVID has actually closed the accessibility gap when it comes to technology, because school districts were forced to give Chromebooks to students. And that's, iPads, Chromebooks. So they're able now to access from any place on the planet all of this. And I just think maybe there should be some sort of a promo, in my opinion, on behalf of the public library to promote all of the digital collection to the students and say, you're not limited to your library at school anymore. You have an entire library here that's at the touch of a button. I don't know, maybe like a show them how, on TV.
And we did have that at the beginning of the pandemic,
Right.
where we had how-to little videos.
Right. But I think they were so busy just trying to access the curriculum. They didn't really. But now, since they're back in school, and they're still accessing through here, because that's where it's like at our campus. I mean, they got their Chromebook and the teacher's on the IFP, and they're doing everything here and there.
In person,
So, but now they can access all kinds of things. And I just wonder, maybe there's something, maybe do them again, play them again through public. I don't know.
Actually, they just had a relaunch. It's not PAC anymore. It's called Laredo TV. And a lot of the programs that we filmed while we were closed, we've given it to them so they can air them. Yeah, Noraida.
I saw that in the paper. But it could also be one of these sessions too, right? Or one of these events, or?
If we can get the filming, since I don't have the staff to be doing in-person and filming.
Okay.
We could record some things, but we're gonna have to ask PAC to help us.
You still don't have anybody to record?
I have one person that's trained, but he's, like I said, he's at another library. So now we cannot do virtual and in person.
So you lost Rick.
Would you record?
He's a truck driver.
Okay, cool. I don't know.
I think I have one other one that's also going into that.
Well, I just thought there's something to think about when it comes to, because everybody has a Chromebook now.
Oh, yeah.
And if they're usable, the lessons that we filmed and we put on YouTube, we can send them to Laredo TV.
I would do that. I would think that'd be something to relaunch them, as you say, just to promote that, because, we do want to hit literacy a lot, because like we just said earlier before we began our meeting, they've been out for 18, 16 months. And we have seen already, I can tell you, in the classrooms that they are behind. They are very behind. It's a really rough reality, I can tell you, and we need to promote this all over again. And I think the library can play a role in that, the public library.
I was telling them that today in library class. I said, you have access to more books in your Chromebook than
The whole library
here in the
here.
library.
That's right. Yes, exactly. That's exactly my point. There you go. There you go, Miss Ali. That's awesome.
They don't need us anymore.
Right. Are these the multimedia you're taking, the Libby and the Hoopla and all those?
All of those.
Are here. What's
next-
the other one called? Is Hoopla and Libby?
SEPCO and Cloud Library. Cloud Library, we're part of a consortium of with other libraries. I don't remember how many there are that they share the resources on Cloud Library. That's a different platform. So you not only have access to the ones that we purchase, you have access to the ones at the other libraries. So there's
iCloud Library? iCloud?
Cloud Library.
Or just Cloud?
Cloud Library.
And SEPCO, you said?
SEPCO is mostly children's books.
Oh.
Overdrive and Hoopla.
And is that an app?
They're apps. All of them are apps.
And you didn't say Libby.
Libby.
Libby
Well,
is
Libby
so
is,
good.
I think, it's the app to be one of the vendors, one of those.
Oh.
And
it's
I
not
don't
for-
recall which one. And it might be the Cloud Library.
Oh, okay.
But it's an app to read electronic.
I have both Hoopla and Libby. And let me tell you, every night or I hear I love audiobooks.
Is it Libby?
Yeah, like little library, my Libby.
Libby.
It's not my library, it's my Libby. It's a nickname for library, Libby. And that's very good, but I like Hoopla. And I put meditations at night, and there's a sleep timer. So I put my 30 minutes of meditations. And first I pray my rosary. And there's a audio rosary. Right?
Yes.
And I pray the rosary, and then I do meditation to go to sleep. And I pongo sleep time. I never make it the 30 minutes. I miss it. It's so wonderful. Where were you all my life? I mean, I recommend it to you if you. I have it in my phone, and it's just.
I want to get that. I'm looking for
Yeah,
that.
Libby and Hoopla. I like Hoopla better. Some people like Libby better. They told me, Libby is wonderful. I don't know. It's easier
But
for me.
Hoopla, you also have access to videos, music, books on audiobooks,
Yes.
and just regular ebooks.
What I like is the rosary and the meditations, of course, the books. When I drive, I like to listen to books. So that's for me. And they return the books by themselves.
Yes.
You don't have to pay in case you forget to return it. They don't get, because they return them for you. So you have to be, no, I haven't finished, so you have to check it again. Yeah. I recommend it highly, so you'll know what it is that it's in your, and you have it in your iPhones. And I think you get it through the computer. Computer is easier.
There's LPL guest. It might be a little slow.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, but Hoopla, it's outstanding. I recommend it. I highly recommend it.
Hoopla.
Yes, Hoopla. Hoopla.
You can even
And it
download
says-
it on your smart TV.
Yeah, it says Laredo Public Libraries. Yeah, so that's a good plug. Libby doesn't say Laredo. I don't think so.
I think
No.
it's not, yeah.
But Hoopla starts with Laredo. Of course, you need your card, your library card.
And you want to know how to use it, get with Roxanne.
Yes, Roxanne's the one that taught me, yes. Yes, Roxanne got
My card is outdated.
Well, just get it here in 5 minutes, because it's worthwhile. Mira aquí lo tengo. Hoopla. Hoopla is brought to you by the Laredo Public Library.
Something that is customized.
See, borrowed.
Okay.
Good info.
Good.
See, just so you all know.
Any other observations or comments on the monthly statistics?
And since Danielle has taken over, she said she's going to make this prettier and easier to
That's
understand. Yes.
Danielle used to be the one with genealogy?
No, that's Renee.
that's Renee.
Inner city
Oh,
branch.
interesting. Okay.
That would be nice.
Something readable.
Yes. Okay. I guess we're up to Library Advisory Committee absences.
Mr. Romo and Ms. Fire.
And Ms. Maribel.
Maribel. Yes, I believe she's going to turn in her resignation. She hasn't been able to make the meeting, so.
Who's that?
Maribel.
And who does she represent?
Get Torres? Mr. Torres? Yes, Mr. Torres.
Oh, he's very good at appointing. He'll appoint somebody else.
Okay. Any items for next meeting?
When is next meeting?
It is scheduled for the 28th.
28th, Thursday?
Is it because, hold on, maybe I wrote down the wrong one.
Thursday the 28th.
Oh, the 27th, October 27th.
October 27th. Okay.
Now, November we don't have until December, right? Is that what I
At the
saw
beginning of December.
in the minutes? So there's no meeting in November, but we have it in December, correct? Or, and
I'm still waiting for the,
they approve
what
it?
was the name of the form?
Request, committee.
Yeah, I read that in the minutes. Yeah,
Yes, we'll inquire
Yeah,
as to, by the October meeting, we'll know.
Okay, but if, because I like to kind of.
No, that's
If it does get approved, we won't have a meeting on the 24th of November, but the December meeting will be when?
On the 8th? On the 8th?
Okay.
Tentative.
Tentative, right, just tentative, because until you all get that approval, right?
Yes.
That's when we have the Christmas meeting.
No tamalada.
I look forward to that. Well,
I don't blame you.
everything's better with
We used to
food.
donate a book,
We
remember,
did.
for years. I mean,
We
I've
used to
been on
donate
this
a book.
committee for,
Yes.
I don't know how many years, but
Instead of a gift
we
exchange,
used to
bring a
Correct.
book.
bring a book.
Really, we exchanged books?
Yeah, no, we all donated a book
We
for the
donated-
library, right?
Oh,
We could do exchange of books. That would be, we could do it like the White Elephant. Everybody brings a book.
Right, the mystery.
Yeah, I missed, and then you get a number, and that book, you
okay,
get it.
Okay.
Well,
Y'all
there's
wanna do
also
that?
Yes, that
what's it,
sounds
Date
good.
with a Book, Blind Date with a Book. It's a program I've heard, and they wrap up the book and they just put it on
Okay.
for the public, and it just
That
has a
sounds
little
good.
description of the
So we
book.
could do it with a committee, that everyone brings a book, you put it, and then you all put a number, 1 through whatever we are, 9
See,
people or 10
that
people.
sounds good.
And then we draw, and
While you're looking.
if I draw number 9, well,
See.
that's a book I'm gonna have, I'm
Okay,
gonna
that's
get,
cute.
and everybody gets a book.
That's cute, yeah.
That's good.
We're all bibliophiles.
And
You have books,
and we
don't you?
can do any kinds of books. There's
Yes.
a Christmas book. I love Christmas recipe books and stuff like that. You know, so it could be recipe book. It could be a
Anything,
Christmas
yeah.
or holiday books or whatever.
That's good.
Okay.
I like the idea.
You
I
like
like the
it?
idea. Yes.
Anything to get us back to read.
Yes,
Right?
yes, and
We're back to back to life.
back to life. Yes.
So next meeting will be on October the 27th.
27.
27th, okay,
And
27th, and then
November to December.
we're pending.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Christmas, Thanksgiving, and they're closed.
Yes.
If not, I'll get you some
Yes.
turkey that day.
All right, okay.
We're right on time.
On the 8th, December 1st, yes.
December the 8th. Just want to pick your number.
December is the second Wednesday.
So it's December.
Yeah, because then after that, it's the holidays, right?
Yes. Oh, it's gonna come fast.
It does.
Okay, any motions for adjournment?
I so move.
We have a motion.
Yes.
We have a second over here. And all those in favor? All those opposed? And motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.